Monday. It's Monday again. I feel like I say that every week. It's really hard to know how to start these videos every week. You can always tell the Monday after a retreat by the bags. The size of the bags under my eyes. The size of the bags is proportionate to the amount of fun that I had. So I obviously had a huge amount of fun. It was really just such a great time. But yeah, it's Monday after a retreat. So it's been a little difficult to get things started around here this morning. So I took myself off to Starbucks after I dropped Nicholas off at school because I really was hoping to finally get my hands on this year's Christmas cup, the holiday cup this year. And you know, it's striped. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I don't know. It seems a little simple this year. I don't know. It's not that I'm disappointed because it's colorful, it's bright, it's holiday, happy spirits, colorful. Ooh, it is Monday. Monday. We have Monday talking voice this morning. Talking language, the talking on a Monday. Okay, so can you see that? The cardboard part has sprinkly snowflakes on it, which I like. But, you know, normally I try not to get these every time because, well, it's extra packaging. However, now I've had my holiday cup. I don't have to go back for a while. Starbucks, I find, is a bit too expensive for a regular habit. So I have a very good coffee machine here at home, and generally I tend to make my coffee mostly at home. But you don't care about that. You're here for the cross stitch. So, Monday Flosstube, we are back at it. The retreat was amazing. I got to hang out with some friends who I only see every once in a while. It was all ladies there this time, and just seeing good friends again is always just good. It's good for your heart. And we had a new friend show up this time. I mentioned last week that Patty from Newfoundland was flying all the way in to spend the weekend with us, and she is lovely. I'm going to insert a picture here because it was one of the only pictures that I took all weekend. I am going to get some other pictures from Miss Patty's daughter, Carrie, who took some much better pictures, and maybe I'll pop those in on Friday's video so you can see how much fun we had. But I'm going to put the picture of Patty and I here. And yes, we totally look like sisters. So she is just as lovely as I thought she would be. And again, her channel is Fourboys and Newfoundland Girl. So it's Fourboys and NL Girl. And you can find her on Instagram as well. I will put her links in the drop-down box below. Her channel is lovely. I met her because she had a knitting podcast, and just lately she has branched out into recording Flosstube videos as well. Miss Patty and Joanne always organize and put on an amazing retreat for us a couple times a year. And it's just a small, very intimate retreat, small numbers. So everybody has a chance to visit with each other. We all sit around one really big, long table, kind of like Thanksgiving dinner on steroids. It's a huge table, and by the end of the first night, it is completely littered with stitching and frames and patterns and threads and, you know, maybe a little bit of chocolate and just a ton of fun, and being able to visit with your friends for the whole weekend and enjoy their company and lots of good food and stitching is always a really good time. So Miss Patty and Joanne had a few treats for us this weekend to welcome us there, and the first thing that they gave us, Joanne, put together a booklet of freebie patterns. which is just always so fun because it not only had they given out the booklet of patterns, but they had actually stitched versions of them. So this is, the first one here is Winter Snowflakes by Rabbit Girl Crafts. I know a lot of us know her. And Joanne had stitched this on a blue fabric with white thread, and then she had done some white beads in here, and it was really pretty. Now I know I'm showing the pattern here, but these are freebies. So again, that is Rabbit Girl Crafts. I might not have a chance, I might not have time to put links to all of these patterns below, but I am going to try and say the name of them a couple of times, so hopefully you'll be able to catch it. The next one is by The Drawn Thread, and it's called First Snow. Again, The Drawn Thread. Now, Miss Patty had stitched this one and turned it into a bell pull. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. She'd done it on a slightly larger fabric. I want to say it was almost maybe like an 11 count Aida, and then she had used some Stitch Witchery stabilizer on the back of it, folded the fabric over, and then put a topper on the top. So the way she'd finished it was really pretty. So I loved that one. The next one was, oh yeah, this is by the Stitcher Hood, and it's called Winter. And Patty had turned this into a box finish and put, you can see I've done a box finish here. So this is what mine looks like. This is a Little House Needleworks pattern. Box finish, so you use some foam core, and it's very simple. It's put together, mine's put together with pins, and then just a bit of ribbon covering the seam at the sides. And so she had done that with this winter pattern and put, you know, a beautiful ribbon on the outside of that. It was a lovely finishing job. The next one, oh yes, Joanne had stitched this one. This is a Sue Hillis Designs freebie. It's called It's Cold. What does it say? Will work for freezer space. That's pretty cute. And last but not least, we have, oh no, wait, there's one more. Winter Biscornu by Thea Dueck of the Victoria Sampler. So this one has some hardanger in it. So taking that simple, sweet little pattern and turning it into a Biscornu. So again, that is Victoria Sampler, Thea Dueck. And where would you find that? I'm assuming, I'm not sure. VictoriaSampler.com. Stitch your own pattern, up a free pattern Winter Biscornu. Found in the Victoria Sampler Yahoo group. Let me know if you have problems finding this. I'm not exactly sure where they found this. There is a website for VictoriaSampler.com. So I'm assuming they found it directly from there. Okay, last but not least, this next one is again from Sue Hillis Designs. May your spools be full. And so you can see that. What is the saying on it? May your spools always be full and your needles always be sharp. So again, a freebie pattern from Sue Hillis Designs. Love it. Sometimes there's nothing more fun than a freebie chart. So fun. The other thing they handed out to us was a DMC shopping list from Stitchtastic. So you can find this at www.stitchtastic.com, and it's just simply a DMC shopping list. So you can just check box all the numbers that you need and take it with you, which would be quite a handy thing to have. Joanne had also made us some origami Ort jars, which when you're not sitting next to a garbage can, these are one of the most useful little things to have beside your stitchy spot. Just a place to put those little bits and bobs that eventually and always seem to come, well, you know, we stitch, right? We have ends. So very handy, very sweet. Patty also, if you're Canadian, this might be news for you. The post office holiday winter stamps are now out, and guess what? They are cross-stitch themed. How cute are those? Aren't they adorable? Now, you know, obviously the hat is most clearly, it's got the cross-stitch in the, it looks like cross-stitch in the word Noel and Christmas. So I think they're adorable. So I already have, the lady at my post office has already set aside 3 packages for me. So I'm looking forward to getting mine. Okay, what else? I told you I met Patty. Patty had brought me a gift. And I have to show this off because it's absolutely beautiful and I love it. I love it so much. She made me a bag. She made me a bag. She said she had thought that maybe not many people often make me bags. So she made me a drawstring. And it's perfect. It's perfect and I love it. It is actually big enough that I can fit cross stitch patterns in here. Case in point, my corners and curves. Look at that. It fits right in there. And I actually, when I packed up to go home, I ended up putting most of my stuff in here because I picked up so much stuff at the retreat that my other bags were full. So I used my new one and it's a lovely drawstring. She quilted it herself and I love it. The fabric on the inside, they're owls, cute little owls, and I love it. So Patty, thank you. Thank you so much. I love it. There were a few other treats inside, but I'm gonna save those as special treats for myself. I don't need to share everything. Let's see. It is Monday, so that means we need to do a draw. We need to do a Because Monday draw. I've chosen the winner for last week's Because Monday draw, and the random number generator chose from in between numbers 1 and 103. I had 103 comments last week, and the winner was comment number 26, and that was Rose. So congratulations, Rose. I have sent you a message. I've left you a message on your comment from the giveaway from last week, and if you want to send me your address, I will pop that in the mail for you. Now, if you're new here, first of all, welcome. My name is Caroline. I should have said that at the beginning, but I am saying it now. If you're new here, just recently, I've started something new on Monday Flosstube, which is a Monday giveaway because it's Monday and we could all use a little bit of happy on Monday. So last week's winner won a copy of, what did I do with it? Here it is. I have a huge pile of stuff in front of me. So, okay. So Rose won a copy of Poppy's Creations, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, which is a lovely pattern. And some people had never heard of Poppy Creations, and her charts are really quite pretty. So again, congratulations, Rose. I'll get this in the mail to you as soon as possible. And that leads me to, today is Because Monday. So today I have to give away a Lizzie Kate pattern. This is a Lizzie Kate garden sampler. And this comes with the 2 charms that are part of the pattern. One is a wheelbarrow. Actually, no, sorry, there are 3 charms. Oh, those are cute. There is a snail, a butterfly, and a wheelbarrow. And they all are in there in that little baggie. Now there is, I'm looking at the color list here. This is not a short list. So fair warning, if you would like to win this pattern, Lizzie Kate has, I'm going to show you the back of it because that's the floss list. That's the floss list all the way down here. Now there is a DMC conversion because she does chart this in over-dyed Gentle Arts sampler threads. That's a lot of Gentle Arts for probably what most likely is maybe just a few stitches in here because these motifs are quite small. So in case you don't have a bucket full of Gentle Arts in your stash, there is a handy dandy DMC and anchor conversion on the back. So don't be afraid to put your name in for this. So the drawing takes place over on the Facebook group. We have a lot of noise happening outside today. The giveaway takes place on the Facebook group, Friday Off the Grid, and I always put, well, always, this is week 3, so I always put a Because Monday posting with a picture of the pattern for this week, and you can leave your comment on the picture that has this listing on it. So it'll say Because Monday if you have trouble finding it. You shouldn't usually, because so many people are posting comments, it's usually pretty close to the top of the page. So happy Monday, everybody. It's a cute pattern. Okay, so moving on, I get to share with you the projects that I was working on this weekend. I did some stitching, but I don't think it's going to shock anyone that I also talked a lot. Not surprising at all. So I did get some stitching done, but I didn't get nearly as much stitching done as I would have liked. But that's okay. So the first thing that I worked on, and I worked on for the majority of the weekend, was my corners and curves by Rosewood Manor. Again, that's the design. This was put out in 2013. And again, it's called Corners and Curves, Rosewood Manor. I love it. There are 2 patterns in here. In fact, the whole booklet, she gives you ideas for other little mini stitches to make and projects that you can make using the little charts that are in here for these little motifs. And part of this booklet also included a welcome sign, which I showed in my Sunday high tea video. I have actually completed this project. So I knew I would love the colors. So I finally started it, and I did something a little different this time. And those of you who like to finish and then move on to the next thing, this is probably going to drive you absolutely bananas. Because what I did was I started at the bottom left corner here, and then I worked my way across all the way over to the bottom right corner. So this is where the bottom right corner ends. And then, so I just kind of worked my way over using colors. You know, if I still had half of a needle, then I would move over here and I would start this motif. And then, because I wanted to see how wide it was going to be, and it doesn't bother me to have unfinished motifs. Surprise again, I know. So just a little bit, so you can see it a little bit closer up. The colors are not nearly as, they're much more bright in real life, obviously. So again, working our way across. This point here is the middle, right there. Or is it in the middle here? I can't remember. But this, obviously, this is the middle motif. Moving our way over here. This gold here, this is a Smyrna Cross, and frankly, I'm not happy with the way that my Weeks, it's a Weeks dye works. I'm not happy with the color. I think my skein is a little bit too dull. Not that I don't love this color, but on this fabric, it's not right. And you can see on the pattern that gold should be much more visible, because the date, the year, is right in the corner here, so it should stand out a little bit more. So I'm actually going to sub out some of my Victorian Motto sampler threads, the Christmas collection that I purchased, the Victorian Christmas collection. There are some beautiful golds in there, and I'm going to sub out one of those cottons for that, for those Smyrna Crosses there, and all of the other gold that will be in this piece. So again, moving on, I finished, this is the size of this motif, so I just have to do the center part. And then over here, I worked my way over to the bottom right corner. So, you know, that was the majority of what I did. That really was. Other than that, I think I put in, I really wanted to put some work in my Stories of the North, my Ginger Gerald Designs pattern, which I love. But you know what I'm not loving? I tried stitching this in hand, and I'm not a stitch in hand person, and it bothered me, and I didn't have another Q-snap to put it in. So I had done a couple more of the petals from the flower there, and then I started my water feature down in the bottom, the wave that the heron is, you know, sort of gazing into. So I did start my second color there. So again, Ginger Gerald Designs, Stories of the North, and I need to get this done because I want to get the second one started as soon as possible. So I know what that means. It means I need to find a Q-snap. Toot sweet. And that was it. That was all the stitching I did this week. Period. The end. Because things have been a little busy with Evertote, which has been amazing. So I'll get to that in a minute. I have one more thing to share with you from the retreat because it has me thinking about the month of December and my sort of plans that I'm percolating, coming up with. Miss Patty's daughter Carrie handed me a package on the Friday night, and it is some linens that she had in her stash that she wasn't going to be using anymore. And they are, it's a package of goodness. It's a package of linen remnants and squares and all different sizes and beautiful colors. I'm not going to take them all out now, but I can't even, it was such an amazing gift that she gave me because it has me dreaming about my crazy project in December where I'm going to start an ornament a day. And this right here, this is going to be my fabric right here. Everything in here is absolutely perfect for what I needed. And she just gifted it to me, which means I don't have to go digging through my stash of older stuff that I had one piece of fabric in mind, but I didn't want to use the same one, but everything that I had was too big and I was thinking I was going to have to cut everything down. These are all small pieces of perfect. And Carrie, I can't thank you enough. It was super kind of you, and again, these are going to get used right away in the month of December. I have I have at least half of my patterns picked out, and I'm going to be using mostly Victorian Motto, the same pack of holiday Victorian Motto sampler threads, and I'm probably going to be changing a lot of the colors of the small ornament patterns that I pick so that the colors of my ornaments are all maybe kind of cohesive. Pretty fancy, right? So that's the plan for the ornaments. Now, Patty from Newfoundland just released 3 new small ornament designs, and she has them listed in her Etsy shop. And she had brought the shop models with her to the retreat this weekend so that we could see them. And she's finished them in really lovely oval design finish with some cording around the outside, and they were lovely. And I purchased a pattern, and Patty also gifted me with a copy for a giveaway. But I'm going to save that giveaway for the month of December because I have a few little other ideas in my head for December giveaways and fun things to do to celebrate the holidays. So more about that later. Okay, just going to do a really quick shop update because I just put out a video last Thursday with the launch of the new 2018 Evertote holiday collection, and it has been so crazy and so fun, and I thank you to everyone who has purchased a bag, purchased a kit, purchased a set. I am doing my very best to get everything ready as fast as I can. It's most likely going to take me most of this week, and I will get them in the mail as soon as I possibly can. So again, just if you missed last Thursday's video, just a quick sneak peek again at what the bag looks like. This is the cross stitch bag. It's 100% And this is the large, it's a large, it fits an 11-inch square, and it has a motif, a snowflake motif on the bottom there. Again, the wedge totes, those are across the room, so I'm not gonna get up and I think it's lazy, isn't it? It's lazy. I put out a whole video on Thursday that shows them up close and personal. So the holiday kit, I still have some bags left, and I'm really pleased that everybody was so positive about it, because it's been a labor of love and I love them, and I'm glad that you do too. I have a few other, I think I have 3 or 4 left. This was a fabric. This was a fabric that the Fiber Friends, we made our winter kit together last year, yarn, bag, and a pattern, and this was the fabric that we used for that, and I had it made out of, it was a wedge tote for the winter kit. I had a little bit of this fabric left this year, and I've turned the rest of it into, I think I had 7 kits, not kits, sorry, these were not kits, 7 sets total of a medium flat cross-stitch bag and a matching Notions pouch. So I think half of them are sold. I might have 3 or 4 of these left, but it's a lovely, lovely fabric. You can see the reindeer have curly antlers on them, and I think it's really pretty. You may start to notice moving forward that some of my Notion totes are changing size. And not all of them, it's probably still going to be half and half. So the other Notion pouch is a little bit longer and a little bit shorter. So this one, the cut size on this is an 8x6. Well, in order to maximize the use of the fabric cut, sometimes the direction of the print is going in such a way that it makes more sense for me to cut the Notion pouch slightly differently. So the cut size on this one is a 7x7. So it's taller. It's an inch taller, but it's an inch narrower. So this one ends up being square. But as you can see, still lots of room there to get your hand down to the bottom. And I do not have small hands. I was graced with large, delicate hands. Anyways, so yeah, I love these, and it's been really fun to revisit this fabric because last year's kit was really fun to make, and the fabric is just beautiful. So again, I only have a few left, and that's it. This fabric is then gone forever. Love it. I have some other Christmas holiday fabric. It's not Christmas, really. Do you want to see it? I'll show it to you. So this is cute. This is the print I'm going to be working with next. So there's a little sneak peek. I'll probably have a few of these out by the end of next week. That's it for me. Happy Monday. Happy stitching. And I will see you on Friday, because I fully intend to get a Friday off the grid video recorded this week, because that may be the only time that I have to sit and stitch. And it will be the Woodland Santas again, because I also really want to get that finished. So I will see you on Friday for Friday off the grid. Please join us over on the Facebook group. We're a lot of fun, and that's where you can find the Monday giveaway. And happy stitching.